Alright, my name is Chris, and I'm going to be speaking on the second negative in response to our gracious opponents over here. So, I'm going to first start out by saying why this act is beneficial and why this is so key to preventing terrorism and protecting American citizens. According to Thomas Anderson, he wrote for an article on the Patriot Act, he wrote that the Patriot Act has enhanced the fight against terrorists in 4 key areas. It has removed obstacles to investigating terrorism. It has strengthened criminal laws against terrorism. It has enhanced federal government's capacity to share intelligence. And it has updated the law to keep pace with technologies advancements such as like cell phones, emails, so on. Now, first off, what I'd like to respond to is most of their evidence is from 2009 or earlier. However, in 2011, the Act has been revised to have a lot more robust safeguards, and I'm going to cover those. From this evidence I have right here is from an article by Jenna B. McNeil, who is a part of the Heritage Foundation. And in regards to Section 215, she wrote, Section 215 eliminated those arbitrary, dangerously narrow, and self-limiting provisions, but required that the records sought are relevant to an authorized investigation. That's the first part of this quote. I'm going to keep going, but I just want to emphasize on this. They're not going to just be looking through anybody's records just for the fun of it. Like, there has to be a legitimate reason. So in that regard, they're not really going to violate anyone's privacy. I know that's like a huge concern. I'm going to keep going with this quote. However, unlike a standard prosecutor, or even a grand jury, sorry, one moment please. Here we go. All right, Section 215 requires fiscal court approval. In other words, they have to run it through court. Like they can't just, like I said before, they can't just go along and collect information on anyone. And honestly, I don't think the government really cares about our personal lives too much, unless of course it's in relation to a terrorist plot, which is what these safeguards are set up for. In other words, Congress inserted a federal judge between investigators and potential suspects. Furthermore, the law requires substantial congressional oversight. So it is very limited, especially on the new revisions. Let's see. And also to kind of like reiterate on this is from another source, from Kevin V. Ryan on his article called Patriot Act Has Major Advantages. It says every provision that allows for compulsory collection of evidence or searches requires the approval of a federal judge. So pretty much, again, I don't think it sound like a broken record up here, but this act is very safe, and not only that, it's effective. The government can't just go in our personal lives for no reason. They have to go through someone has to approve it, there has to be probable cause, there has to be all these. Like this next evidence I have, it says, this is on Section 206, which is another section of that we're debating tonight. And it says this passage, Section 206, oh, by the way, this is also by the same article I just referenced. This passage, Section 206, has been subjected to substantial and appropriate oversight by Congress, and now includes robust safeguards. So these are revisions I was talking about. They made their minor fixes. They made sure that this can't be a power that the government can use and just like abuse. The government must prove there is probable cause to believe that the target is a foreign power or agent of a foreign power. Also, our opponents on multiple occasions said that this act is like a violation of like our civil liberties, but however, I did not note them referencing ever any specifics of how this is a violation. Like I said before, there has to be like a probable cause. And another thing that kind of proves my point of why this is safe and why this is not a violation of any civil liberties is in the same article by Kevin V. Ryan. It says, not one civil action has been filed against the government under Section 223, which the section allows citizens to seek damages for any willful violations of the Act. So pretty much we have the power, if the government decided to violate any of these sections or rules and did violate our privacy, we have the power to fight this and get some retribution for their violations. But the significance of that quote is that since this has been enacted, there hasn't been one, not even one of these cases where there's been anyone trying to seek some, take the U.S. government to court for any violations. So on this, I just want to emphasize that this is very safe, and I don't see how this would be something that we should be worried about. It only is here to protect us, and that's just something we should remember at the end of the day. The government has our best interests at heart when it comes to our safety. The last thing they want, as Grace said earlier, is for another 9/11. No one wants that. So it is safe and effective, and thank you.